Hello, She Means Well. Welcome back to another episode.
Hiya.
Hiya. By the time you're hearing this, I will be mid-air on my way to Africa.
Are you so excited?
I am so excited. You guys are probably tired of hearing me say that. But the Lord provided the way. Not that I ever was going to doubt. But there were so many people in the group that I was going with. They're like, I'm fully funded. And then I'm like one of the last ones to be funded. And there's a really great family friend that they're like, the Lord just put on my heart to take care of the rest. And baby, I'm going. Yeah. I know I didn't tell you that. Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Dude, that's
not that I was like worried about it. I knew it would happen, but I'm like, Lord, it's getting really close.
I know. I feel like have been so relaxed about it the whole time.
Because I knew it was going to happen.
It's going to, yeah.
Yeah. So, baby, I'm going. And I'm learning Swahili.
What say some?
Yesiwa anukupenda.
What's that?
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
I love Jesus.
Dude, that's cute.
Yeah. Bafuni, bathroom.
Oh, that's good.
I know. My mom, she's all about. And she's good.
Trying to say coffee.
Yeah. She always adds she just knows the dialect. I feel like she throws it on it.
Yeah.
But she's been helping me and you need to learn how to say this. And so that's been fun with her.
Oh, I literally can't wait.
I know. We just got sent a menu. Some of the people that were meeting there, they're providing us lunch one of the days. And from this restaurant. And so I was looking at the menu and it's goat and just meats that we're not used to it. And I was like, sure, I'll try goat. I've never had it. I'm not a picky person. And I want to try different things from different cultures. And the leader's like, no, trust me. You're brave, but don't.
I've heard it's gamey.
What does that mean? Chewy?
That's what everybody says. And I'm like,
I don't like the word, so I probably won't like it.
Gamey, I think. Yeah, I don't know.
Huh. I don't want gamey. So yeah, I am out of here, baby.
Okay, so do you think you'll have any text service, Wi-Fi?
Yeah, the first place that we're at, Wi-Fi is really sparse and we're all staying in one house. So it's, we want to take turns for people, only a certain amount of people really can get on it. One of the girls said that the last time they were there, she was able, the first 3 days, you're able to text your family, I made it, love you guys.
Yeah. You know what just dawned on me? I'm pretty sure when Chloe did YWAM, she went to Uganda.
Oh.
And I remember her being
I talked to her about it and she didn't seem to.
I'm pretty sure it was Uganda. Okay. But I remember her being they would have off days and they could go to the mall. And she was like, I got a great manicure.
In Uganda?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know that.
It was into the city.
We'll be in the capital the first week that we're there, but the last week we're going to be in a village.
Yeah.
So that one probably no Wi-Fi or anything, which I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I've started a Pinterest board of different photography things that I really want to capture there. I really, really want to capture just they live a really long time over there.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people in these tribes, they don't even know how old they are.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And so I want to get really cool portraits of these people. Yeah. Of all ages, but of elderly people, just.
Yeah.
Yeah. In tribal colors and the paints that they put on their face.
So vibrant.
Yeah. It'll be really cool.
Oh my gosh. The anticipation is so high of just everything that the Lord has planned. He already knows how it's going to go down. He knows who you're going to meet. He knows how everything's going to unfold. Yeah. And it's just I feel like it's a Jack in the Box. And it's
I know. Serious. Yeah. He knows the conversations, everything. It'll be so cool.
Who's so desperate for his love right now and they don't know you're coming.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. On that note, one of my friends, he has this outreach idea. He wants to get together a big group of people and just go into Seattle and, pray over the people, the homeless people. And yesterday, as I was driving through Seattle, I was just thinking, ever since I was a little girl, whenever seeing homeless people, I know I've come across different people in my life who have the attitude of like, oh, they can get a job, like
Mhm.
it's their own fault. Oh, they chose drugs, or they're not motivated enough to change their situation. They have resources. Da, da, da. My head has never been there. My head is just like, if I could just have one like conversation like with this person and tell them about the Jesus that I serve and the love that they could experience, like it would be ever changing for them. Just anyway, back to the outreach that he wants to do. I'll keep you posted on that because
Mhm.
I would love for you and Jordan to be a part of it when it does happen. But just going into Seattle, hey man, can I pray for you? Sure, I don't believe in God, but go for it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
And not in their face either. Just the
Yeah.
approach of like, how
Having a
are you?
conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and maybe not even praying over them.
Yeah.
Just like having a conversation. What are you in need of? How can I serve you? Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Our youth group did that growing up in Tacoma, and it would always be, and we'd obviously always be in groups and safe and whatever, but like it's always so cool. Not everybody's heart posture is open and wanting to receive that, but it's crazy the people who are so open to that or have a
Yeah.
history of, I grew up in church, and then you
Mhm.
start to hear this story, and it just, yeah, it gives you a lot more empathy and understanding to maybe why they're in that position.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's so layered.
It is. I'm sorry, I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but thinking about Africa and like the different safari animals that we're going to be seeing, um, I have been on a kick. I get on these random kicks, you guys. I watch a lot of YouTube and I stumbled upon a grizzly bear attack story. And so ever since then, I need more. And I've listened to quite a few stories of these men that are out hunting, like for elk or moose or whatever, and they get attacked by a grizzly bear. So, real quickly, here in Washington, we do, I guess there are very select few areas in Washington that we have grizzly bears. And let me refresh your memory.
Okay.
Grizzly bears are the most aggressive of bears or aggressors of bears. There's a black bear and a brown bear. I don't know if brown bear and grizzly bears are the same, but here in Washington, we have a lot more black bears. Not that they won't attack you, but they're way less aggressive.
Okay.
If there are cubs involved, yes, they will, but grizzly bears are a lot more territorial. This man, he was in Alaska, and he was attacked 3 times by a grizzly bear. His entire face was ripped off, and he survived. His entire face was ripped off, and in between the second to third attack, he grabbed his phone and took a selfie just to see what he looked like, and he posted on Instagram. And
I'm so sorry. How can you have I don't want to see it.
Bailey,
No, this girl the other day sent me on Instagram on a DM, and it was like, sensitive content. Are you sure you want to look? Abby, I told her I'm about to block you. She's DM'd me a picture of someone's scalp peeled off. Okay?
Bailey,
I don't want to.
for the podcast, Bailey, I need you to see this.
I don't want to.
I need you.
I bet it's bad. I have such.
Please.
Fine, go. No, goodbye. Good.
Bailey, you
no,
didn't
I
even
saw
see.
it. I literally already saw it. I saw it.
You guys, it's so bad. If you want to see the photo I'm talking about, go to the grizzly dude.
Oh my gosh, it looks like hamburger meat.
Yeah, the grizzly, almost unrecognizable that that's even a human.
How can you look at it?
The grizzly dude won and scroll all the way down, and it's his story that I listened to. It's very crazy, and it's so wild. The interviewer is like, are you spiritual at all? And he's like, no, not at all. And the guy's like, and I don't even know if the interviewer is Christian or anything, but he was just like, well, after this experience, did it make you think that there is a higher power. And he's like, no, man, like, I don't really get into that stuff. How?
Oh.
Yeah, after the second attack.
Wait, what's he look like now? They restore?
Completely. I mean, he looks like he was
been
attacked.
through it.
Yeah, been through it. But after the second attack, he like managed to climb up a tree and the bear found him and the bear by his kneecap. Yeah.
Do that again. Your ponytail.
So I've been listening to all these different Grizzly stories. I had a patient this week and
he's been attacked.
He's around my age and oh, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm getting ready for a really big hunting trip. They're going to like 6 different places to hunt. And being on this kick, I think I'm like some grizzly bear expert.
Grizzly guru.
I had the audacity. I am giving this man tips. I walk him up front and I go, don't forget your bear spray. Like, Bailey, he wants to start a podcast with his buddies. And I was like, oh, listen as she means well. Like, he's like, what is it? It's like, but anyway.
I can't breathe. That picture is so
and
bad.
He showed me a picture of him recently hunting a bear.
Wait, can you hunt bears? Is that a dumb question?
It's something like, I think you're like drawn from like a bucket, a certain amount of people a year.
Hunting is...
There's so many different licenses,
the Wild West.
Permits, how many you can. Yeah, it's wild. And I know in Washington, it's huge because we have so much wildlife here.
Yeah.
So apparently.
Oh my
I don't know.
word.
I'm no expert. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, that is insane. You just reminded me though.
Oh, get it off. I didn't know it was there. Sorry. Isn't that wild? It is just hanging.
How can you look at things like that?
I don't know.
Okay, so that correlates with something that I experienced last night. Attacked by a grizzly. Like that segue. What? No. But with my heart, my soul, my eyes, I can't look at things like that. And Mikey and I went to the movies and we saw the It Ends With Us, whatever, Blake Lively, all that drama.
Great segue.
I know. But I think the movie must be rated R. And so all the previews are for movies that are rated R. And I just sat and stared at the popcorn during the previews.
Really?
I cannot take anything. I'm
What was
literally
it?
PG in my brain.
What was it?
There was one that was, it must be like a movie coming out, like, it must be about the Joker or something. I watched it long enough to see a girl with short, slicked back blonde hair, had red lipstick, and then she smears her like the Joker. And then I'm like, nope, this is about the Joker. So I just stared at the popcorn and then there was another one.
You've always been this way.
Yeah, I can't take it.
Mm-hmm.
I literally cannot. I'm trying to think. There was another one. It's just like, obviously gory stuff, but just like scary. I think there was one where it's like there's a bad guy in a house chasing. Can't take it.
I think I can take it more. When I was younger, no, absolutely not. It would make me
Pass out.
faint. Yeah. But working in oral surgery, I think I've been able to like, this is a human body.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And also like seeing how the human body heals so quickly.
Yeah.
I'm able to also detach like, oh, that's Hollywood.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I feel like your family
paint.
would always be like, it's a movie, it's actor, it's fake blood.
Yeah.
I don't think that part of my brain ever developed. I don't know how to decipher reality and not. I can't.
Yeah.
It all looks horrific.
Have you heard the tea about the Blake Lively and...
Oh, yeah. And it impacted my experience watching the movie. I was like, Y equals MX plus B. Like they couldn't even do press together. Like at this point, it's probably old news. But yeah, have you gone into the whole thing?
Not, I mean, I've heard bits and pieces.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts?
So,
and I don't want to stay on this long because who cares?
Right.
But like,
so the movie itself, I left and Mikey and I were saying like the movie critics we are, I'm like, I feel perplexed. Like, I know that it's gotten
Rotten Tomatoes.
It's gotten mixed reviews, and I think it's weird to say it was good because it's about domestic violence, and it just feels heavy, and it feels like you got thrown up on. You know when you like watch a movie that you're like Slimed, yeah. And it's like, I mean, it was a good movie, like
Nickelodeon
slime treat slime. But we got slimed.
Yeah. Just because it was heavy.
It was heavy, and it just breaks my heart that like that's reality for some people. And in the movie, it's like totally a cycle. Like she grows up with her dad. Spoiler alert, like domestic violence is something that she had witnessed. Like she didn't get beat by her dad, but she watched her mom be abused by her dad. And then she lands herself in this relationship, and it's just the toxic cycle of like, no, yeah, it was an accident. And like, what? So anyway, it was good, but hard to watch. And, but the drama in real life is, so I first started seeing stuff pop up on TikTok, and it's like, Blake
cannot get comfortable. Gosh.
Blake and the lead co-star Justin, apparently he was directing the movie. She was producing the movie. Justin bought the rights from the book from Colleen Hoover. And I think there was some discrepancies of like how he was directing. And there was some scenes that Blake had brought in Ryan Reynolds to direct some scenes. And then I think that they really wanted to use like, allegedly Blake had threatened like, if you don't use our director's cuts of those scenes, then you won't be able to use Taylor Swift's songs because her and Taylor are besties. And there's that. And then I'm like, okay, but, and I saw this other video that's like, okay, pause. Like, we all love Blake. We've always loved Blake. Why all of a sudden? And in the comments, it's like, we've never really known Blake. We know Gossip Girl. We know Sister of the Traveling Pants. We know her on The Tonight Show, like funny, whatever.
She seems iconic.
Yeah.
To my childhood too.
Right. And I think she feels like cool girl because of Gossip Girl. And then watching this movie, we left and I was like, oh, I love her. But she's plummeting her interviews, and like there's two sides to every story. But like one of the interviews was like her sitting on a couch like this, and the interviewer is like, you know, Blake, you play this character who experiences domestic violence, and I imagine that there's going to be victims who relate with your character. If they want to come up to you, if they see you in the wild, how would you go about that, or what advice would you give them? It's very poignant about domestic violence victims and how she would handle
right, because the movie is such an important message.
She's a victim of it. Yes. And she literally was like, I mean, are you asking for my location? Should we location share? Should I drop my address? Like completely doesn't even address like even if she wanted to give a soft answer, you could even be like, this character has made me empathize so much. Like, even if you're not like, yeah, please come up and talk to me. Like, if you don't want that, be like, it breaks my heart. Like, I have so much more understand. Like, what?
And if you don't want to answer even the question, just be like,
address.
You know what? I'll have to take it as it comes. Take each. If somebody approaches me, I'll have to, figure it out in the moment.
And then her co-star, who's not the Justin guy, but there's basically like two love interests in this movie.
He's the abuser and the lover.
Yeah. And the lover guy is like sitting on the couch with her too. And he's kind of just like staring off into the distance. And someone's like, he's so over Blake's shit. Like,
he's over it.
Yeah.
I want to see the movie. Haven't seen it. Heard it was good.
Ugh.
Question for you. Okay. So when you are out in public and it's a single unit of a bathroom,
one seater,
just one room. It's not multiple stalls, just one. Men and women can use it, whatever. And you're going to the bathroom and somebody knocks on the door. What do you say?
One moment.
That's good. I should have texted you.
I took that from my mom.
I say, don't come in. It felt weird coming off of my lips. But I've always said that. And every time I say it, I'm like,
don't come in.
It just sounds like they're in my home if I'm saying don't come in. And that comes from like, I think sharing a room or something growing up. Or
your brother's knocking and you're changing. Don't come in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally, obviously, if they're not going to come in. But like, Abby, think of something else to say. And I don't know.
One moment. I feel like that's solid.
One moment is solid. Thank you. Moving on.
Okay, so at the salon, we have a one-seater. And it's awkward because if someone just lights it up and poops, oftentimes they'll close the door, turn the fan on. Like, you're not going to leave it open because then it wafts down the hall. So you have to knock when it's closed because sometimes someone's not in there. And I experience what people say often. And sometimes people will be like, I'm in here. And you're like,
I've heard that.
okay.
Yeah.
And
That seems a little aggressive to me.
yeah, I've heard on the Bad broadcast this whole conversation. And she's like, I just don't think there is a perfect response. And if I'm close enough to the door and someone knocks, I just knock back.
Okay. Well,
Isn't that funny?
That
You're
is funny.
And then you just hear,
That is really funny. Confuses
the
them.
throat's too far from the door at the salon. But yeah, I'll just say one moment. And almost always, I'll pull my pants down. I'm about to go. And then I saunter over and make sure the door's locked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Almost every time?
Double check.
That's funny.
Yeah, because it's too far. If someone does open the door, you're like, exposed. Yeah, almost every time. Even though I know I locked it.
When I was little, I had to be like 6 to 8 in that range. My parents were having a home group at our house. And there's quite a few people there, but I just remember them like sitting in the living room, like all in a circle, chanting. No, I'm just kidding. Just doing their home group thing. And I went to the bathroom and my mom had like one of those big Yankee candle, red, probably like cinnamon.
That meant Bible studies coming over.
Yeah. Be on your best behavior, whatever. And so I went and blew out the candle and I blew way too hard. And the red wax went all over my face. And I remember like going out into the living room and just,
while people were still there.
Yes. Probably looked like a axe murder scene.
Dude, that had to have hurt.
Yeah. I mean, burned for sure.
Ow.
Yeah.
That just jogged my memory. One time I had too much time on my hands and a balloon and a can of spray paint. And I thought it was black and spray paint. And I thought, why not cover this pink balloon in black spray paint?
How old were you?
Don't do that. Probably like 10 to 12.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like a couple years ago or something.
And I am having fun. Just all of a sudden, pop! Oh, black splattered spray paint all over my face. And I remember just same thing going inside. And I was like, oh my, not crying, but I'm like, what just happened? It was like the pressure on the balloon or something.
It's those aerosols, man. They scare me.
I know.
It's a whole,
the science I don't get.
Yeah.
Back to the propane. Like, don't get it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Gases.
Ugh.
I don't know. With that being said, it makes me think of parenting and when I'm a parent and the things that will saunter into my living room. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And living with my sister gives me a little bit of a precursor taste of just getting this inside look of like the family dynamic and parenting and the things that I'm notching away that I'm like, I'll probably eat my words someday for thinking I'll be different or I'll say this or that or whatever. And there's a lot of content I consume that's about mental health and how to emotionally get on track, developmentally, whatever. And it dawned on me the other day, Philson was like, the rule is she can come into my room, like just go to bed first. And I don't really care if she comes into my room, but ever since I moved in, she comes to my room every single night, which is fine. But she has to start in her own bed. And the other night, she gets home from being gone for the weekend at her grandparents and she's like, baby, can I sleep in your bed? Da, da, da. And I had just gotten home and I'm like, yeah, I'm going straight to bed. It's summer. I can be lax. I'm the aunt, whatever. Yeah, come to bed with me. So we go to bed and she's like, this is so fun. I get to come into your bed straight away. We like kind of talk and laugh and go to bed. And then the next day we went and did something together. Jordan and I were watching the girls for majority of the afternoon and she's like, can I sleep in your room? And I'm like, sis, no, like, the rules or whatever. And gotta get back on track. School's about to start, like, whatever. And then she just melted and was like, oh, please, my parents are downstairs. They won't cuddle me. such a hard time sleeping at night. And I'm like, okay, honestly, no, be strong, Bailey. And I'm like, no, this is the rule, whatever. She goes out of the room, comes back, baby, please. What? She's whittling me down. Eventually, I'm like, you know what? Get in bed. And I open my covers and I'm like, get in bed, just whatever. And I'm like, at first I'm like, Phil, I'm not going to bed yet. I'm watching Big Brother. and she's like, I promise I'll just lay down and I'll go to sleep. And I'm like, and no, at this point, I think Mikey and Kyle were in bed. And so I'm like, I'm on this fight alone. Because normally they address it with your parents. Go talk to your parents. And so I'm like, okay, just go to bed. Because I'm like, if she goes to her room, she's going to cry and wake up Marty. I'm like, just fine, get in bed. So then I'm like, just lay down. And I'm like, I'm still going to try and watch my show. She said she could go to sleep. She's 6. Don't listen to them. And so I'm like, play Big Brother and turn the volume down like notch 1. She's like, baby, can you actually turn it up a little bit? Sometimes when it's too quiet, I feel like I'm alone and I kind of want to listen. And I'm like, you know what? No, you don't need to fall asleep listening to Big Brother. I'm going to bed too. I'll turn on Rain. We're going to bed. I'm laying there and I'm like, she got me. She literally got me. It doesn't feel good. It feels like when you cheat on a diet. And I'm like, dang it. Then the next night, like, we're brushing teeth and she's like, baby, can I sleep in your room? And I'm like, okay. We just had such a fun day together, standing strong. And it didn't feel good when I caved yesterday. And I listened to these parenting things. I'm like, I might take it for a spin and try some things. I'm not going to match the please energy. I'm just going to be positive. And like, we had such a fun, what's your favorite part of today? I already told you that earlier. Can I please sleep with you? And I'm like, no, sis. But what was your favorite part? Like, let's keep high.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, when you and JoJo and I and Marty watched Trolls. And I'm like, I loved that part too. And I love you. And I can't wait to play again tomorrow. But can I sleep in your bed? Love you, sis. No, but I hope I'll pray over you. Have a great night and just keep it high. And then I like was on the phone with my friend. She came in probably like 8 times. Well, baby, can you just get off the phone? No, but do you want to say hi to my friend? Erin's like, hi, Philly, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, love ya. Where are your parents? And then she's
Where
like,
are your parents?
well, they're downstairs and they won't lay with me. And I'm like, normally I could see myself being like, okay, well, Erin, can I call you back? I'm just going to help Phil. And it's pulling on my auntie heartstrings. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, okay, well, did you ask your parents if they lay down with you? No. Why don't you go ask them? Love you. I'm on the phone. Okay. And then she's like leaving the door. Wish me luck.
Oh.
She just knows how to do it.
Yeah.
And so anyway, long story short, she didn't end up going to my bed. She did it successfully. She went to bed. And that night I was talking to my sister. I'm like, man, it is just really dawning on me the difference of like being the fun auntie versus the live-in auntie. And when I'm not like, not that you have to be strict and can't be fun, but when I'm not mindful of the boundaries that are set by her parents, it makes it hard for everybody the next day.
Yeah.
And it makes it, I'm like, school's about to start. And if we're having fun auntie sleepovers all the time, then it makes it hard for her. She's sick. She's not going to go to bed when she needs to go to bed if we're playing
it's
shadows on the ceiling.
It's never fun not being the fun auntie.
No.
And like when you would go visit them in Texas, you were always the fun auntie.
Yeah.
But living with them, you got to lay down the law too.
Yeah. It's just giving me a very inside look about parenting. And at this point, I'm not a parent, so it is fun to break the rules every now and then and be an aunt.
Yes.
But yeah, it's very different.
Yeah. With my niece and nephew, they come and visit during the summers, and I always get to be the fun auntie then. They used to live with me though when they're really little. And so I think because it started out that way, I was able to set boundaries from the get. So that's followed them into now that they're older and everything too. But I don't know. Now it's fun just being the fun auntie.
Yeah.
And it's like I only get to see him a certain amount of time. So I'm like, oh, you want another piece of cake? Go ahead.
Live it up. If your mom's mad at me, you don't care.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Literally
don't care. Stick it.
Yes. And it's fun to do that. So, and I'm excited someday for my sister to be able to be
the fun auntie. Yeah. And give her the evil eyes.
Totally.
That my sister gives me.
Totally. This is the last thing I'll say about parenting and siblings, but my dad, I don't know if I've shared this on here before, but my dad, his siblings were cutthroat with each other when we were all in diapers. And when we would go to someone else's house, they used to change a dirty diaper and they would stash it at their brother or sister's house.
I knew that. I don't think you've shared that on here, but I knew that one.
And one time I think my dad hid it like behind someone's headboard or
Or
something.
a pillow.
Yeah, it was in
Yeah.
the bedroom and they were like, what is that smell?
That is awful, but I love it.
Oh my gosh, we're having a get together with his side tonight and I honestly can't wait. They never stop hazing and joking.
I love that. That's kind
Yeah.
of how my dad is with his brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a different dynamic than our
Mhm.
mom's side.
It is.
So anyway, with that bit of parenting from two gals that aren't parents,
I know.
it makes me so excited someday though.
I know. I cannot wait. Also, I just got to thinking, because you and I are cousins, obviously my kids are going to call you Auntie,
Right.
but I don't ever I wonder what that dynamic to our kids, like their POV is going to look like. Like mommy's best friend is her cousin. Wait, so that's actually my second cousin. Yeah. Cause like Filson's my niece, you know what I
Right.
mean? But really she's my second cousin.
Right. But not really, because really our moms make us more like half sisters. Yeah. We have the
Yes.
same DNA.
Yeah. We could go down that.
I really want to do a DNA test like on the pod and see like if it shows up. I don't know if it's like Ancestry, 23andMe or whatever.
Yeah.
Like if our DNA would register more like half sisters.
We should do that.
Because I've told my mom before, I'm like, Mom, you and Auntie should see like, apparently there's multiple kinds of like, I had a client once pregnant with twins and there's like 4 to 6 or something different types of twins, depending on like, not just identical fraternal. There's like multiple different type. I mean, identical you would think would be one identical.
Yeah.
And it's like depending on when the eggs, I don't know, but there's multiple different kinds, I guess, or maybe like how identical their DNA is. I don't know.
Interesting.
And I've asked my mom, like, you guys should get it tested. And she's like, no, we're identical.
They don't care.
Like, what if
I love how they love being twins.
roommates?
Yeah, they are obsessed with each other.
I know, they really are.
I love it.
So it would be so fun to do a DNA test, or we could maybe swab their cheek when they're not looking. And do the test for them.
Oh my goodness.
This just in, they're not identical twins.
I could easily do that.
Oh yeah. Oh, you totally could at the dentist office.
Oh,
Done deal.
that's breaking so many laws.
In the parking lot, Mom, let me check. Okay, anyway, you guys, we will see you next week. We love you.
We love you so much. You guys, will you subscribe to our YouTube channel? Look at my sitting posture.
That looks like a nice stretch.
It is nice. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It really helps us out. Puts us on the algorithm of YouTube. And then you can always listen to us on all major platforms. Share the podcast. And
Also, leaving a review helps a lot too.
Leave a review and let us know when and where you are when you're listening.
Yeah, we love to see that.
Yeah. Anyway, we love you guys. Until next time.
Adios, amigos.
See ya.
Wait, how do you say bye in Swahili?
I don't know.
Okay.
Don't do that to me.
Ta-ta.
Bye.